Hi guys, part two. We are figuring out technology here. So thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate that. You know, it just happens. That's just how it goes. So, let's see. More this way. All right, there's Kelly. Let's see if I can bring her back on. Says it's adding you. Let's see.
Hey,
Better.
is this better? Okay, so funny story. I literally went live on my own wall. So after you got off, the thing popped up and was like, go live. Da, da, da. And I'm like, perfect. Doop. So I start talking, la, 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 and I'm like, all these people start popping on, and I'm like, and then, and then this old guy, like popped on. I'm like, I am most definitely not in the group, and I'm posting on my own Facebook wall, and everyone's commenting. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do this more often. I didn't realize how many people cared that I'd have to say something, but so anyway, sorry that was not working. I don't know why. It was echoing in my camera, and I could hear myself, I could hear you. So I don't know why I was doing that. But is this going? Is this working? Should I just go for it? Okay.
So I'll connect later. Yeah.
I don't know why. Can you log off and I can just go, or do you have to stay on? I mean, I don't either way.
I don't think so.
Okay. Because there was no link in the group for me to start my own video.
That's so weird. I don't know. Mm-mm.
I feel like I'm making a bunch of noise. Maybe it's how I'm holding my phone. Can you hear it?
A little bit, but it's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to talk. Okay. All good stuff. All good information, Beck. You did an awesome job. Oh my word, that sounds so bad. I think it's the echo. Why don't you see if you can mute yourself? Because I think it's hearing you. Let's see if that works.
I don't know.
Turn your, no, that won't work. I'm going to say turn your volume down, but then you can't hear me.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't. Not sure.
Weird. Do you just want me to go for it? Just try. I feel like it's kind of loud.
I can hear you. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to share a couple things that I've done. So I'm just going to talk because I feel like you went through and like really laid out a lot of really good information. So I'm just going to like kind of use my own personal testimony type stuff of what I've used. A little bit of my history, just real brief. I've had 4 kids, 5 and under, or well, really it was 4 kids, 4 and under, but now I have 4 kids, 5 and under. And my first 3 were all natural, unmedicated vaginal births, and the 4th one could not have been any more different. He was induced. I had an epidural. I had a C-section, an emergency C-section. So I have literally done complete opposite ends of the spectrum. And so I'm just gonna like not take up a lot of time because it is really echoing. So I'm just gonna say just a couple things real quick. One of the biggest things for me was using my diffuser in the labor room. And doctors and nurses, they are so used to this. I feel like a couple of years ago, it was really weird for people to ask to bring a diffuser in. And now they don't bat an eye at it for my experience. Now I am using midwives. And so I think when they see midwife, they see Frenchie. And so I don't think it's weird for me to ask to use a diffuser in the room. And so they're all about it. And that is huge for your emotional and mental state. Postpartum. So let's talk about postpartum because you did a really good job going through pregnancy. And I'm going to talk real quick a little bit about postpartum. Some of the stuff I use because I get really bad hair loss. Postpartum, my hair falls out, like especially right here, which I doctored this up with bronzer, like right here. And I know for a lot of people, these are the bad spots. So what I start doing is I use Essential Zyme. Essential Zyme is a supplement that is phenomenal for hair, nails, eyelashes, eyebrows, I mean, skin, everything. So it's actually really, really, really good for you. Super B is actually phenomenal for your energy, but it's actually also really good for your hair. and then cedar wood and castor oil. So castor oil, if you've never used it, is like super thick and gunky oil. And when you put it in, you can't leave the house. Like you're gonna have to put it in and do like a hair mask because it's like it'll make your hair look super greasy. And so cedar wood and castor oil, and there's other oils you can throw in there: frankincense, lavender, tea tree. I literally just go through and just like make a little like hodgepodge. Like I feel like a witch over my little like cauldron. I just throw everything that I could possibly, and I just rub it in right here. And really, I kind of do it all over, but especially these parts. I put it on my eyebrows, my eyelashes, and then I just let it soak like that. And then I'll get up and wash it out in the morning. So I wrap it up in an old t-shirt, put a towel over my pillow because it can seep through your t-shirt. And then I wash it out, and it's really good for making your hair super thick. Okay, it's kind of all over the place, but I'm just going to go with it. Postpartum blues. A lot of people don't think that they'll experience that, and it is so common. People experience very strong bouts of postpartum depression. Some people just cry a little bit, but it's all very, very normal. I mean, you literally had a placenta pumping hormones into your body for 9-10 months, and then it's gone. And so your body is trying to like recalibrate itself and figure itself out. And so it's very normal. First off, your world has been turned upside down now that you have a baby in your life, and you're trying to figure out your new norm. Your hair is falling out, your boobs are leaking, and you feel fat. So it's very normal to not feel your best self, and to just be sad, and that's okay. And so I experienced that a whole lot with my son, Bennett. And so something that really helps with that is Super B. Again, so Super B is kind of like, really, I will warn you, it makes your urine yellow, like bright yellow. But it's really good for energy. It's really good for getting you like that little pep in your step of just like it's gonna feel down and blue, and it just helps you with that. Ningxia is also really, really good. Ningxia is phenomenal for your milk supply. I would do this if I get a little dip in my milk supply. I would just take my Ningxia, and I noticed a big increase in that. Another thing that helps with milk supply is fennel and basil oil. I'm not sure, Beth, did you already talk about that? So I just take it in a roller bottle, and I kind of do like this rainbow motion on the top here up where your milk ducts are. I'm not going to lie to you, it stinks. It smells really bad, but I mean, at what cost? It's very, very, very beneficial. Another thing that I've used before is this stuff called Milk Flow Milk Flow, something like that. It's a supplement that isn't Young Living. You can order that on Amazon. Upspring Milk Flow, I think. And it's Blessed Thistle. So that is a all natural supplement you can take internally, and then oils on the outside and up your water. A lot of people really struggle because they are not drinking enough water. You need to be drinking a ton of water when you're nursing. And that's hard for people like me who are not water drinkers at all. So I struggle with that constantly. A C-section oil blend. So this is kind of new to me because I had never had a C-section before. And so I kind of got a totally different experience with my fourth when I had an emergency C-section with him. And so now I was trying to figure out ways to help with my scar, my C-section scar, and healing. A big thing with it is you have to actually, and I was like, weird, but you have to massage your C-section scar. To help with elasticity. And so I have been using a blend. I use it almost every day. It is sweet almond oil, which I just buy off Amazon, or Young Living has their own carrier oils, which are absolutely phenomenal too. They have like several like in one bottle. And then I add frankincense, lavender, copaiba, lemongrass, and ylang-ylang. So obviously you don't have to use all of those. I mean, just use the ones that you have on hand, or sometimes I'd be like, okay, I just want to buy a new one this month, and I would try something different. But frankincense is just the mother oil. That's the mother load. Lavender, copaiba is phenomenal for your skin, but it's also, it amplifies the other oils in your concoction. Okay, so it makes them stronger. Lemongrass, Myrrh is another really good one. Myrrh is very expensive, but it's a phenomenal skin oil. So that would be like a treat yourself oil. That's something that's really, I don't know, you feel really beautiful when you use myrrh oil. I mean, that's used in the Bible. It's used in the Bible for beautification. So women used myrrh since the beginning of time. Okay, another one, let's see here. Another one that I really like is their Balance Complete, Young Living's Balance Complete. And so postpartum, obviously you need to be getting those nutrients because your milk is absorbing a lot of anything good that you do get into your body. It's sucking all of that out and it's depleting your body because it's giving it to baby. And so Balance Complete is pretty much just like a meal replacement shake. And it tastes really, really good. Really good. It's just, I have vanilla powder and I just added milk or water. And I feel like it just really, it gives me all the nutrients I need. I've also added, just in this past week, I've added mineral essence to my regimen, and I had never done that before. And I just wanted to see if I would notice a difference because I've heard in a lot of research that a big part of a lot of our problems as we get older, that we're very like, oh, my back hurts, I'm just getting old, or oh, my knees hurt, I'm just getting old. That's not normal. And I feel like our culture has just kind of written it off of like, well, that's just a part of old age. And it's not. I mean, you see these men that are 100 years old in these other cultures that are out working the farms and fields, and they're not having problems with arthritis and osteoporosis. It's just not normal. And I feel like because so many people deal with it in our culture that we just take it as the norm. And so a lot of the research is coming back to the root of the problem is our lack of minerals. Because you think about it, you get your water filtered. Well, if there's any minerals in your water, like they're filtered, which is good because it gets all the bad stuff out, but it's also filtering the good stuff too. And a lot of our foods they're depleted of our minerals. And so I started this in the past week using this, and I'll let you know how I like it. So far, I think it's fine. I haven't noticed a huge difference yet, but I think it's one of the things that over time, I'll be curious to see what I start noticing. And then the biggest thing I feel like with those things is when you stop. I feel like that's when you really notice if something's working, is when all of a sudden you stop and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, or whatever, then you notice when you miss it. So Balance Complete is a really good one when you're trying to maybe lose some of the baby fat, or if you are having a hard time getting, because you got to eat because you're burning tons of calories if you are nursing, or if you're not, if you are bottle feeding your baby and you are wanting to try and lose some baby weight, it's a very, very healthy meal replacement option. Okay, let me see. Another thing to check out is their CBD products. Those are phenomenal using in labor, after labor. They're calm, they're pain. I mean, just look at them. Young Living has a phenomenal line. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they do sell extremely, extremely high, in my opinion, the best quality CBD products. Okay, let's see. I feel like I kind of hit mostly. Another option for prenatal is you can use Master Formula and Omega Drive. Omega Drive is pretty much a DHA-rich fish oil. Fish oil is phenomenal for your hair and your skin, but DHA is also needed for baby's eyes, brain, joint, heart. So whenever you look at all of the other prenatals on the shelf, it'll say DHA. If you look at formulas, DHA. So that's always a big thing. You want DHA in that. And so Omega Drive has that. Master Formula is like the end-all be-all package of all vitamins and minerals that you need. And so that is like, you would be well encompassed if you were to take that. Let's see, what else? How does that, is that pretty much touch on, like, I kind of just went through a couple things that I use. Another thing for babies, 2 things that I have down, if you want to talk about after baby's born, things that we did with our babies, we anointed them. So we actually took oils to the hospital and you put a drop on the crown of their head. Look at this thing. Right here on the crown of their head. And it's just to anoint the baby. So we just And then we obviously used all of Young Living Seedlings lines. Hospitals will use Johnson and Johnson, but I prefer to use my own. And so I take Seedlings, completely natural, lotion, oil, body wash. I mean, it's what we use for all our babies. And I love it because you don't have to use that much, especially in a little baby's body. And so that soap, that body wash lasts forever. So I'm getting, do you hear that? That's what I was hearing earlier. Okay, I'm going to end for whatever reason it's again. So thanks for inviting me. Hopefully that contributed something.
Yes, it was great. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Hey, girl.